comedian Dave Boyle, and I'm quitting alcohol. So night 2 of Perth Fringe Festival was an absolute fucking shit fight. There were no listeners of the podcast attending. It was just all random fucking punters. 10 of them. 10 fucking randos turning up to the show, all sitting spread out. One couple at the back, fucking 2 to the side, fucking just all over the place. And the room, like, to be honest with you, this room's a fucking nightmare too. It's just a difficult fucking atmosphere for comedy in there. It's like an open or a closed, like, outdoor area that's they've sort of put like plastic around the outside fences. So it's outside, but it's inside, and it's hot and it's dank in there. And it's just real hard to get a fucking roll on. And then someone was talking in the crowd a lot, so I had to go to her. And it was a fucking dogfight in there. But I made it through. And like, I didn't do myself any favors. I've been opening the show with this story about me getting arrested in Perth, which is fine. If you're telling it on a podcast, it's a good story on the podcast. It's a good story if you're telling just people in general. But when you're telling strangers with no real context and you have to build the context, it's a hard way to open the show because there's like 3 to 4 to 5 minutes of no laughter. And it's not like I've converted it into like stand-up. I'm just telling the story like I'd tell it on the pod. And you may think you can just do that. You may think you can just go on stage and tell the story, but it doesn't quite work like that. You go try tell your best story to your best friend. See how long it takes before they start looking away and they start thinking about fucking picking up their phone and just not interested in your story at all. And that's your best friend. Now imagine that's a stranger. How quickly they would turn away and not be interested in your best story. Well, that's how it is. And when you're on stage, you have to be like fucking hitting punchlines a lot because people are just fucking ready to look away. There's distractions everywhere. So it's not as simple as just taking a good story and then just going on stage with it. You need to convert it. You need to change the file. And I haven't done that. And I've been opening with that. So I'm digging myself a hole for the first 5 minutes. I did it the first night and I sort of got away with it because there was a few podcast listeners. And then I was like, was there enough in there to fucking continue with it? And I knew it was a smaller, less podcasty crowd. So I was like, all right, I'll try it on these cunts. And they weren't into it at all. It was just too much speaking, so I'm cutting it next. I'm going to be popping tomorrow night because I've already been through the shit now and I know what's going on. Also, the Perth crowd, they're a little, I'm not going to say retarded, but that's what I'm thinking. They are a little, like, they don't want any of the fancy stuff. Once you start doing the fancy stuff, they're like, who is this queer? Which is fair enough as well. Who is that queer? They're just very simple folk with very simple tastes and they just want to hear some bangers. That's it. They're not here for high art. They're here to hear some fucking jokes. And that's what they're going to fucking get tomorrow, you cunts. So anyway, fucking ended up battling through tonight. I ended up doing over an hour. No one's after me, so I just continue. I just fucking pile on the pain. But these ones are good. Like, I didn't, like, it was, I don't know how you would even describe it, but it was a good one because I was like, all right, that burned off a lot of, like, any care I had. Because it's not going to get worse than tonight. Tonight was, like, a cunt. And it wasn't like they didn't enjoy it either. It was just like, it was just a battle up there. It was very hard just to fucking hold their attention and get them to listen. And yeah, there was a confluence of factors that made it a rough one. But we're saddling up again and we're going again tomorrow night. I managed to wake up at 11:30 today, which cut 3 hours out. And I'm hoping I can wake up at about 10 o'clock today. And I'm hoping I can wake up at about 10 a.m. tomorrow. And that should have me back on board, I would say, for the rest of the trip. So I'll be good after that. I'm looking forward to tomorrow's show now. We've got a few people coming in. I know what to do now. Not concerned. It's going to be a banger tomorrow night. I'm on it. I also had a nice fucking dinner with the legend himself, the fucking deaf Jew, David Rose. Good man to have fucking dinner with and have a chat to. Anyway, that'll do it for tonight, and I'll see ya the fuck later.